Hello and welcome to the Skepsis with Skepsis Ophidian. Today we're going to do a bit of a special episode where we're going to kind of do a little review of The Hobbit.
Hey, wait, who the fuck's this guy?
Yes, and welcome back to the Skepsis. If you already noticed, we've got Gez back.
Hello!
Yes, and as we already said, we're going to be talking about the Hobbit, like a special edition of the Skepsis.
Yeah.
So, what were your guys' thoughts? As you came out of the cinema, what were your first thoughts?
It was awesome!
It was.
No, generally it was really, really cool.
It was. Yeah.
Fuck. Ah, shit.
For some reason, I didn't expect it to be that good.
Me neither.
I didn't have ridiculously high expectations for it. But it, surpassed them.
Go on, Mark.
I thought it was going to be a bit like the first Fellowship, first Fellowship of the Ring? The first Lord of the Rings film.
A bit slow.
Slower than what you'd expect, but actually they kept the pacing really well. I felt, anyway.
I think including the extra elements into it actually improved it, because it made it be able to have more stuff in it, kind of thing. Because I think if they just wrote not much happens at the beginning, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it in the story, but the whole thing with the Radagast, that wasn't in the book at all. So
I did notice it was slower. It wasn't an insanely fast-paced film.
No, but they're not really. Anyway,
But I felt like, I don't know, I felt like watching it, since I've read the book, even though I knew it was only going to be about half of the book, I still felt it made sense to be that long. I didn't feel like they were intentionally dragging it out. I wasn't there come on, just get to this bit, or that bit. I felt like
paced really well.
Every point made sense, it being there anyway, which is pretty cool.
What about you, Luke?
I loved it. Personally, I've preferred it to the actual trilogy.
Really?
No, I was going to make the same point. The way it's directed, the action seems so much more technical and awesome.
Yeah, well, it is 6 years above the previous films, though.
6 years?
Yeah. I'm not judging it down
10
to
years.
the fact. I'm not.
No, Return of the King was 2006, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. 2002.
Return of the King was 2000. All right, I'm gonna search Google.
No, it was. They were all filmed. It was like Hobbit. They were all filmed in the same timeline, all at the same time. 2002. That's the hell again. Okay, while Mark said not being an idiot,
To break up annoying moments. No, right. No.
yeah, in between in between the little bits, just have a guy laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was 2003.
Okay, 2003 then.
Yeah, and
This one goes on for way too long.
Yeah.
There we go. Just stops. Right.
if I have to kick you from the call, I will.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, threatening.
Okay, let's move on
Okay.
to our first topic, which is
The story, the overall story.
Right then. So, how did the story go? What was in the story?
Well, you had the intro bit, where they're describing what
What's
happens.
what's the general plot about? So for people that don't know what the Hobbit's about.
Dwarves once had mountain. Dwarves lose mountain to dragon. Wizardy guy with pointy hat, who is Sir Ian McKellen, finds Hobbit, gathers loads of dwarfs, heads to mountain. There we go.
Or
Quite an accurate representation.
an unexpected journey happens. That's it.
Yeah.
As the name entails.
An unexpected journey.
Well, it was expected for the dwarves.
What? Oh, okay.
Well,
But not for the
the dwarves knew they were going.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Imagine that, right? It was really unexpected for them all. Sorry, we're going where?
And it's like no one actually knows where they're going. Except they all know bits. Like I thought we were going to Rivendell. I thought we were going to the forest place. I can't remember the name.
Okay.
I thought we were going to Lake Town. No, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But
Well done.
yeah, me. Yeah. Overall story. I thought it was very well paced, as we already said. There wasn't any point where I thought, no, I thought there wasn't any point where I thought like, oh, I'm getting a bit bored of this, except for the beginning. Now and then. What now?
Just where you get bored of what you said yourself.
What?
You know,
Except for the beginning, I didn't really get bored of the film. I found the beginning maybe dragged on a bit too much compared to the book.
The only kind of criticism that I kind of had was that the beginning was all about Bilbo.
Yeah.
It was all about Bilbo's tale, Bilbo's journey, and for the rest of the film, after the intro, Bilbo wasn't the main character.
No, but he's not really in the book.
It was the story about the dwarves, which is understandable in terms of the book, and for those who have read the book, it makes sense and justifies it. But the beginning of the film seems to be like, this is Bilbo's big moment, and if people have only watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then go and watch this, and they might not even be aware that it's a prequel, because there's no real giveaway that it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Well,
Except for the point where it goes 60 years earlier, but...
Well,
Okay.
Sorry, not if you paid like attention. That's the wrong thing. But I don't know if you noticed when he says, "Oh, I'm gonna go meet Gandalf off in the woods." Yeah.
Yeah.
Him writing that tale is right before Gandalf appears for his 11th
Yeah,
birthday.
well, it says that he got the invitations back, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's today.
Um,
That was pretty cool.
But you see, again, right, this is another failing on the original film's fault. He's like, well, you got to realise that, well, from what I gather is, between... Oh, it doesn't matter. I have lost what I'm saying. Carry on.
Good input, Mark.
Sorry, I lost my...
No, but all I'm saying is for people that might not know what the film's meant to be about, for those who didn't read up on it, for those who didn't know it was a prequel, then they could probably catch on it was a prequel. But it wasn't clear that it was supposed to be about the dwarves. It seemed to be...
It isn't. It is about Bilbo.
No, but...
It is, but not significantly so, which it seems to indicate by the beginning.
No, but it does... Well, from... Okay. The first film doesn't indicate that it's specifically about Bilbo, but like throughout the film, it hints about bigger things are to come. You know, I'm pretty sure at one point Galadriel says, "This little quest of yours have set things in motion, which will affect everyone." Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't think that's gonna go somewhere, do you know what I mean?
And there is the talk about halfway through the film between Gandalf and Sauron. I'm trying not to give away any spoilers for those who haven't watched the film. But there's a conversation between Gandalf and
Saruman.
Sauron? Did I say Sauron?
Saruman, yeah.
Saruman. Which kind of entails again that there's more bigger stuff that happens, which kind of indicates more towards the other films.
I think it'll be the third film. It all happens.
So it's merging what people may think would be the beginning of the first three films, the original trilogy, but then also probably justifying the second and third films of the Hobbit trilogy, which I thought was very, very clever. Without giving away too many spoilers, what did you think of the end?
It was well done. I think maybe it was slightly rushed, but then not rushed, like in the like sort of made to be there kind of thing. Like, where should we put it there? Just put it there. But like it was like that in the first film of Lord of the Rings as well.
That's exactly what I think.
But it's like that with the books though. That's my bit with the actual Lord of the Ring books. Right, they all end very suddenly. If that
Yeah,
makes...
but I think Fellowship ends in a slightly different place, doesn't it, the book?
I'm
It
trying to
ends
remember now.
before the Fellowship breaks apart.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, doesn't it?
No. It ends at the same point of the film.
Oh. I thought I ended slightly earlier, but okay.
Which I thought made sense as well. You know, if you look at the ending of the first film, like how Frodo and Sam
Lord of the
are
Rings, no.
in the Lord of the Rings now, in the Fellowship of the Ring, at the end of that, what Sam and Frodo kind of look out towards Mordor and can see, the fire of Mordor. The fire.
It was just the same ending as well, didn't it? Where they
That relates to the thing, yeah. Without giving away anything, and obviously we won't really reveal what happened before the dead ending, but it's reminiscent of it, and I think that's quite...
Yeah,
That's
very nice.
cool.
Well, I don't know if you noticed. Well, I thought was cool. Is that in like the little extra added bits and in the film itself, they've kept true to their how everything looks in Lord of the Rings. Like well, like not like I expected them not to stay true to it, but like to quite amazing thought process going to it. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was cool.
It's amazing the amount of detail, isn't it?
The inclusion of more wizards was nice as well. Because
I wonder if the other two wizards will be in it.
Lord of the Rings trilogy, there was no indication that they were,
More than two.
any more wizards, yeah.
Well,
but this kind of expanded it a bit for those who haven't read the books and haven't got the gist of it already.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you wouldn't even see the other wizard if you hadn't, read the appendices either.
Yeah.
Which is quite disappointing, and, well, just to kind of backfire, they may add the other wizards in, but you never actually hear or see about them in the books.
Yeah.
Well, they might, but okay.
But they might. But I mean, I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I don't think
you haven't spoken in a while, Luke. What do you think?
No. I've not read the books, so there's not that much I can comment on.
I know, but what do you think of the story though? Like,
I thought it was good. Like I could follow on that story more than I could for the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Like with the original trilogy, I found myself getting lost at times, and I still can't for the life of me remember character names.
No. Remembering those dwarves, I think you're going to need a little song or something.
Yeah.
To remember the dwarf name.
I remembered Philly and Killy. When he opened the door to them, I was like, oh, they're Philly and Killy.
Yeah.
Philly, Killy, Gloin, Thorin.
Oh yeah, but can you put their could you name them all?
Morin, isn't there? Morin and Doran?
Morin and Doran.
Something like that. I don't know.
Well, there's 7. There's 13 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Balin.
I've said
Thorin or whatever.
Thorin, yeah.
I
said Gloin, didn't I?
Yeah. This is characters now, okay? We've moved on to characters.
Yeah.
No, another section, characters.
Yeah.
I think considering there's very rare you get a film where there's a massive main cast. A film. You don't have like Game of Thrones where that's got a big cast. But that's a TV series. I don't know. It's not really like that. It's very rare for a TV series to have that in it. But film-wise, I thought, it couldn't have been done any better. I don't think the way it's done.
Well, what I liked is no matter who they brought in the original films, they were all still there for these, which I thought was really good, and not just on the part of the filmmakers. The actors. Yeah. It was really good on the part of the actors because, for people who don't know, Christopher Lee was in it. And, he's in his 90s odd now. In fact, I'm going to find out how old he is. Because he's interested. I'm interesting.
Meanwhile.
I am interested, not I'm interesting.
I think if Peter Jackson couldn't get back those actors, I don't think he would have put them in the film. He might have mentioned them, but I don't think he would have actually put them in.
No.
I think he would have replaced it with someone else.
Oh. He was 90 this year.
Oh, okay then.
Wow, that is.
He's still pretty old though.
Yeah.
Looking good for
the thing the thing I kind of like is, I suppose it's more part of the actor's way, is that, when Elrond's included in the story, of course he's younger.
He did look younger, but he shouldn't have been.
He's still Lord Elrond, but he seems a lot happier in this one, because he says, during the part where Gandalf and Saruman are speaking that they've been in peace for 400 years, and he kind of shows that, which I quite like.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well,
in the original trilogy, he seems like really serious in comparison.
well, yeah, because Sauron hasn't ravaged the world again.
Exactly.
He'd also just been beaten up by Neo, so.
There was something I was going to say, but you made me completely forget. How they've made Gandalf look slightly younger is amazing.
I thought he looked older.
Younger.
Sorry, I thought he looked older.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah. At the beginning, anyway. Towards the end, I saw it better. And I knew anyway that he was younger in my head.
His way of acting, he was more like a bit more of a noob. I felt. I don't know, like when he was talking to the like Saruman, you felt like, well, I felt like he knew that he didn't have any power, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was like the private talking to the commander. I don't know, whatever.
But he plays like
he had a bit bigger. He felt like he had a bigger part in the world in Lord of the Rings. If you get me.
Well, yeah. Well, he's been around a bit longer.
Yeah.
But well, I think what happens with with this other thing that's happening in the background makes Gandalf a lot more prominent in the world. But that's what I was going to say before I forget. You know, when you said you said Elrond shouldn't have looked younger. Yeah, you got to remember between the end of the Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring, there's 60, 70 years.
Yeah, well, 60 years. But elves live for thousands of years, so surely it's
I know,
a year for us.
But a lot of stress happens in between that time. Do you know what I mean? Consider it's been 400 years since.
I guess as well, he might be starting to be slightly corrupted or something, or having to resist corruption by Sauron. I don't know.
Right.
And little things in it that I don't know, but it kind of bugged me at parts. Like Gollum's involved, obviously, which he's in the trailer, and I don't want to try.
If you read the book, you know he's in it anyway.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to try and spoil anything again. But it's the point where him and Bilbo are kind of in a confrontation-ish thing, and it shows it's going to be some sort of little fight. There's going to be aggression involved. But then I couldn't help but think in the back of my head, well, Gollum can't die. Nothing's going to happen to Bilbo, and nothing's going to happen to Gollum, otherwise it's wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess.
So,
but
parts like that.
If you haven't seen Lord of the Rings though, and this was the first Tolkien story you've seen, then I thought that scene was really good though. I thought it was pretty well shot.
The actual interaction between them was brilliant.
I didn't know. For the little bit of Graham Norton I caught this afternoon, they filmed that scene first. You know?
Yeah, that was the first scene that Martin Freeman did.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So, Luke, what did you think about the actors, etc.? Characters.
Is it Martin Freeman?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he played it really well.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dwarves I loved.
Yeah, all of them.
They were brilliant characters.
Their hairstyles were just wow.
They had 90. I think they had 93 wigs for them all.
Wow.
I think I read that somewhere.
That's awesome.
Probably
each one
different sizes and stuff.
Yeah.
Slightly dirtier ones. I don't know.
What I was going to say, I forgot. Balls. I hate when I forget things. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Martin Freeman, I felt he seemed more realistic than I thought he would be. When you look at how Elrond and
Galadriel
speaks, it's very epic. Everything they say is epic, pretty much. It's said in a almost metaphorical way. But then Bilbo seemed really
genuine,
down to earth. Yeah. Like, in everything he said, he seemed like some completely normal guy, which I don't think even Frodo got across.
No, I was watching The Fellowship like the other day, and it just whenever I watch the beginning of The Fellowship, it always seems too corny the way Elijah Wood portrays Frodo.
But did you not feel a little bit like socially awkward when you first saw Martin Freeman play Bilbo? They got that meeting with Gandalf. I felt like
I think he was supposed to.
Socially awkward.
Bilbo doesn't really know what he's doing. He's like, "Who the hell are you? I'm trying to have a smoke out here," and then you're like, "Gonna go on an adventure?" No.
The only thing I was confused about is I didn't know their relationship then. I didn't know whether they were quite good friends or whether Gandalf was relatively new to Bilbo.
Well, in the book,
then he says,
I don't think you know at all. He doesn't
Bilbo
say
says,
it's like knows his mum or something.
Because Gandalf then says, "You should know my name," or "You know my name, you just don't remember it," or whatever. And then he remembers it for the fireworks. So there's clearly not a strong relationship there. So it is probably meant to be awkward.
Well, Gandalf is quite old in like general, if I remember rightly. Like a few.
He's from the beginning of the world, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if he's in that form. He's been like from the beginning of, but he's been going to Hobbiton for a very long time. You know, the Shire, etc. So
he loves hobbits, doesn't he?
Yeah, he thinks they're nice creatures full of courage. Yeah.
Should we move on then?
Yep.
What's our next section?
Visuals. Not really sure what we're going to talk about this one. Just trying to think of a section. I guess what you generally thought how the film looked.
For me, it was difficult to say because we were sat on the very front row.
Oh wow!
Really?
So I didn't
in
really.
3D?
No. So we were just sort of staring at directly up for the whole film.
Oh.
And I found it funny because you know the subtitles when they were speaking in Elvish or whatever.
Yeah.
I physically had to move my head just to read them.
Reading a massive book, like.
I had to track the bottom of the screen just to read some subtitles.
Well, you should have got there earlier, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got there earlier than you.
Well, for us, we watched it in 3D. What did you guys think of it?
3D's a nice thing, but it didn't need to be in 3D. There was nothing special about it being in 3D. I felt
no film needs to be in 3D. I don't think.
No, but like with Avatar, and we saw the advert for Life of Pi. Those films will look good in 3D. I'm not saying this didn't look good, but it really didn't need to be in 3D.
The one thing I kind of noticed was 3D doesn't tend to be very good with moving things. If the camera moves, it's very hard for your eyes to cope with that while it's in 3D. And was it the beginning few shots when it was describing the dwarf story?
Yeah.
And how Smaug ends up getting involved. And there was a lot of shots where the camera panned, and I was almost getting headaches then. I was like, I can't focus on anything.
I noticed that at some points as well, but maybe that was just because my face was pretty much on the screen.
It's probably your neck, trying to...
You were plastered onto the screen. So but for the rest of the film, I felt it made sense. I haven't watched many films in 3D, but when I have, I've not hated it.
The best film I've seen in 3D was actually Silent Hill Revelations. That film's did 3D really well.
Best film I've seen was Final Destination 5. That was just hilarious.
I can imagine that being good.
That was just hilarious.
Yeah, for the storyline, yeah?
Yeah, brilliant storyline. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, it didn't really add much, and it didn't need to be there, but I think they may as well. There's nothing stopping it. It's not making the film any worse. It's adding slightly more depth to it, literally, and non-literally. I don't know. It's something else for Peter to Peter Jackson, that is. So,
sorry, I thought you meant Peter File.
Peter File.
What I will say is the CGI in it, I thought was ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
Lord of the Rings was good though.
oh, Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
was good, but I mean, this was like another level again. I felt.
The thing I realised, and I don't know whether you guys remember, are the original trilogies 15s?
No,
thought they were, but
I
I'm
think
not
they're
sure.
12s. The third film might be a 15.
Well, I don't remember. That's the only thing. Because I remember this was a 12, and but like at some points when like was it the orcs had like their heads chopped off and stuff. You know, I was like, okay, that's a bit weird.
It's no blood though. It's the blood that usually makes it up. Like, go up.
Yeah, I
They
suppose
get away with it otherwise.
Yeah. I don't know. The
So overall, visuals quite good.
Insanely good.
I mean, the Goblin King looked fantastic.
Yeah.
His
What was
chin
that
is
massive
brilliant.
chin?
His chin could be a separate character, and I would be alright with
Goblin
that.
King and his chin.
Yeah.
Casting the chin.
And his chinny chin.
No.
Okay.
Right then, push things on a bit.
Yeah.
What's the next topic?
What?
What's our next topic?
Music and sounds are very good.
Yeah.
A lot of them are reused from Lord of the Rings, but I don't care. Still
I
fantastic.
thought, right, I know they reused a lot of it, but I thought it was really well placed when they did. I don't know what you know. You should have noticed. Like when Bilbo picks up the ring, maybe spoilers. When he picks up the ring, you get the ring music. You know,
Yeah.
I think.
I liked.
No, that's Isengard, isn't it? I don't know.
Wow,
Second part, and I don't know whether I'm dead on right about this, but when Thrall gets up near the end of the film,
Thorin, not Thorin.
yeah,
Thorin's his father.
Thor kills everything. No, when Thorin gets up, and I think it's the same music that's played when Sauron is introduced in the Fellowship, when the backstory is introduced, when he kills, what's his face? Not when he kills, when he gets killed.
Yeah, by Isildur.
Yeah, I thought that was the same music or just some other really epic music.
It's probably very similar. It was all very similar. But then it kind of made it seem like it was a part of the same sort of series of films, which it is kind of.
But I did like how you said you'd listen to the soundtrack, didn't you, before?
Yeah.
And you said it felt like it was almost kind of remixed a bit.
Yeah, I was listening to the right at the beginning when Bilbo was talking, mostly.
I definitely know what you meant in that. Obviously, it was little. It's kind of like how in Star Wars, the main theme is only played like once or twice.
Yeah.
But then in little bits, it's kind of played every so often, and like with little alterations in the notes and the way it's played and the length of it and stuff like that. And that's what I think was to this one.
It was good. It was very good, nonetheless.
Lovely.
Lovely jubbly.
What did you think of the music, Luke?
Yeah. I can't really comment on the music because I was straining to see the film, so I wasn't really trying to concentrate on the music. But I did give a little cheer when they did the cliche falling noise.
Oh yeah, Wilhelm scream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that. Oh, brilliant.
I was watching it with Sam, and as soon as that happened, we just looked at each other like, yes.
When was that?
Wilhelm
When
scream.
they were in the caves,
And
running along the wooden bridges.
It was
Good time, Mark. Good sound.
I don't remember that, you know.
I bet it was Peter having a laugh, like, let's put the scream in.
No, it's in pretty much every single film.
Yeah. I think it's a running joke or something between the filmmakers. Okay, well, we've kind of covered it all now, but overall thoughts of the film? Like, would you go see it again?
I want the second and third one to be out. Yeah.
Well, I would see it in 2D because I fucking hate 3D. But yeah, I wouldn't go see it straight away again, but I'd definitely buy it.
If I had the money, I'd go again.
I want the second and third one now.
Yeah.
That's my
At least
conclusion.
you don't have, we only have a 6-month wait between the second and third.
Yeah.
True.
That's good.
What?
There's
only
only a
6
6 month
months.
wait between the second and third film.
So we've only got 6 months until the second one's out.
No, 12 months till the second one's out.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
What?
You just said we've got a 6-month wait between to the
Second and third.
2 and 3rd. So 2 and 3rd. 2nd and 3rd, yeah.
Second one comes out next Christmas, and the
Right.
third one comes out summer of 2014.
Oh, I see now. Sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. But I'd definitely recommend to go see it.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't seen the Lord of the Rings or haven't read the book, it's just a really good film anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
Kids.
actually, if you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, I would recommend that you watch it. Not watch Lord of the Rings. Wait for all 3 films and then watch Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings.
Yeah,
You're
because
not sure then.
Harry hasn't seen Lord of the Rings. He watched it yesterday and he thought it was absolutely awesome.
I
So
don't understand why he's not seen it yet, but okay.
If you like any sort of fantasy, obviously if you like Lord of the Rings, then just go and see it now.
Hmm.
If you just like a bloody good story, then
Really well made film.
again, yeah. If
Not
you don't
Twilight.
like Lord of the Rings because you're like a hipster or something, and so you only like The Hobbit, then go and watch The Hobbit.
Obviously.
If you like films and any sort of entertainment, go and watch The Hobbit.
If you don't hate life,
Yeah. Go and watch
Hobbit.
The
If you
Hobbit.
do hate life, go watch The Hobbit.
let's stop padding this out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Generally,
Can I just say though? Can I just
Conclusion.
say, me, Mark and Gaz, we could not be sat next to any more noisier people. I'm kidding. I was just
People
I
that
wanted to
scrunch
turn
their
around and
pepper.
just punch them in the face. What? But then once she'd finished the popcorn, she wasn't just carefully putting it down. She scrumpled it up as loud as she could and threw it on the floor.
This is Josh's mini rant before the show's
Oh,
up.
it was so annoying. It was so annoying.
It was though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. Yep, sorted, done.
Okay, so that's. Well, does someone else want to do the outro?
That was The Hobbit.
That was the whole. Yeah.
That was the Skepsis, and that was us talking about The Hobbit.
Yeah, go check out all the videos. What the hell was that? Go check out our other videos. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And subscribe for more Skepsis. Hopefully we'll have one next week. Not
If
sure
we
when,
get
because Mark's
if we
now got
get-
a job. What are you saying?
if we get 10 subscribers before the next video, Josh will pose naked on webcam.
Oh god, if we actually get 10 more subscribers, I'm not doing that.
Yes, you are.
Disclaimer. No, I'm not.
Yes, you
No,
are.
I'm not.
We've said
we
it.
don't-
Now.
Don't subscribe. Don't subscribe.
Nice one, Josh. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you next time.
Where's Mark? There he is.
Bye.
Okay, bye from Mark as well, wherever the hell he is. Bye.